Hey, my name is Ashley, and I'm here with Zachariah Dixon. And I'm going to ask you some questions today about Drama Club, okay?
Okay.
Say hello.
Hello.
Okay. Alright, so my first question. What do you think is the best part about Drama Club?
The best part about Drama Club is all the people in it and the great shows we get to do.
Alright, and second question. What do you think makes most people want to be in this club?
Same thing, the great people, the fun shows we always do every year.
How do you guys pick the plays that you're going to do?
We give suggestions to the director, Miss Klessman, and then she gets the finals.
What do you think about this year's play?
I think it's really fun and people are going to enjoy it.
How is the character you're playing related to you?
Well, I play the Great Valdez, who is a magician, which I am not, but we are both loud and obnoxious.
Who determines how things go, or what moves are made in the plays?
The director, Miss Klessman, she does all the blocking, where we go, what we do.
Do you recommend being in this club to other people?
Yes, because it's just a really fun activity. You do stay a lot after school, but it's worth it.
So you recommend it at
A little bit of both, but she does help teach people how to act, and you do get better over time.
What do you think has been your favorite play so far?
My favorite play was probably the first one I was in, Peter Pan, because I just learned a lot from that. I've enjoyed it ever since.
What tips would you give someone that is about to join the drama club?
Be confident, don't worry, no one's gonna judge you or think badly about you.
Alright, and my last question. What do you think is your biggest inspiration, or what characters or actors do you like the most?
My biggest inspiration is probably our director, because she used to act, but she went into directing plays, and she's helped a lot ever since.
I'm Ashley McAlexander, and this is...
Zach Dixon.
And that's it.
Good morning, Lancers! Today is November 1st, 2018. Happy birthday to Riley White, William Holmes, and Hannah Clark.
Remember, if you're applying for the Best Buddies program, to apply through the online portal. If you need help, see Mrs. Brown or Trinity Cox.
Now over to Kenna with weather.
Good morning, Lancers. Today is going to be a high of 46 and a low of 35. There's an 80% chance of rain. That's all for today. Back to our anchors.
Lunch for today is Boom Boom Chicken.
Corner Cafe is Baked Potato Bar.
Thursday means Book of the Week.
This week's book is The Cellar.
This book tells a story about a girl that gets kidnapped along with 3 other girls.
They spend the summer in a cellar with the man who took them.
Sounds pretty freaky.
And that's all for today, Lancers.
Have a great day.
What happened here?
I had gone to school that day, everything was normal, rode the bus home. My dad got a call on his cell phone, and it was the sheriff. He asked if he could come by. The sheriff got out of the car, and then a preacher from the town also got out from the car, and they stood on both sides of my dad. He just bent down and put his hands on his knees and looked down, and then I remember him looking back over his shoulder at me, just looking at me and shaking his head. And then they motioned me over and they told me. I crouched down and just said no, 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 and just started crying.
I was at a middle school basketball game. I was in 7th grade, just watching the game like I would on any other Wednesday night. I got a phone call from my dad hey, we need you to get home as quick as you can. We have a driveway that's about 1/10 of a mile long. You come around the bend and I saw all the cars there, and I knew at that moment, something was really wrong.
It was in December of 2009. My oldest son, Caleb, he was 18 years old. He had just finished his first semester of college. He decided he was going to go Christmas shopping with a friend. On the way, he looked down at his phone to read a text message, and he veered into the oncoming lane. There was an SUV carrying a horse trailer with 6 horses in it, and he hit them head on, and it killed him instantly. He had so much to live for, and just the happiest kid you'd ever know. And all of it's gone because he had to read that text message. And it wasn't even an important message. It was something about what road are you on. And I think that's what some people don't realize. The messages that are being sent back and forth when people are driving, they're silly messages that don't mean anything.
It just takes one little thing while you're going 55 miles per hour in a car to mess everything up forever. We'll never get to talk to Caleb again. We'll never get to do regular day things with Caleb again. We used to go on Sundays and play baseball, and something that simple, taken for granted before, it's gone now. I can still talk to him, but I'll never hear back from Caleb.
Caleb was an amazing person, and he had a good heart, and he loved people. But he was a person. He was real. He was so real. He was bad at sports. He was goofy. He made the stupidest remarks sometimes, but he did this one thing, and he thought that it wouldn't matter, but it did. It's so easy to not die from this, and it's just don't do it. I don't want people to have the same story that we do, the same sadness and depression that we carry around. I don't want people to have that.
Just trying to, hold the family together was tough. As soon as I got out of the bed, I would make the bed so I wouldn't get back in it. You can't get back in the bed and cover your head up and give up. You have to keep going for the other kids, and Caleb would want you to. Of course, I had a lot of time alone that I cried a lot. I never thought I could cry so many tears in all my life. There's not going to be an end to this grieving for me. Not for your child. You just don't stop that grieving ever, I don't think. Every single day, a day doesn't go by that I'm not thinking about him in some way or reminded of him. This is my life now, and I just have to keep going for him and try to help another family from having to go through this. I do it any chance I get. If I cry a little bit, it's okay because it's for Caleb. And I love him still.